Welcome back to another episode of Let's Have a Sip. I'm your host, Shawn Drinks. What's going on, man?
Not much, not much. EB over here, getting about a week out, peak week actually, for my show here, May 7th in Pittsburgh. So I'd hop on here, talk to my guy. I haven't seen you in a while, haven't heard from you in a while. So, this is perfect.
Shit, man. It's been like since 2014, I think was the last time I
Yeah,
saw you.
yeah. Before I was pro. Before I was pro. Yeah. Before I was pro. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you said you're in peak week right now. So for people that are watching and listening, this isn't live, it's just recorded. So what exactly do you mean by peak week?
That's a good question, actually. Peak week is essentially, like, figuratively speaking, I guess your body's at its peak. But at this point, I'm kind of dehydrating and fine tuning and kind of getting some water pushes, squeezing the muscles, getting a little bit of water out, trying to tighten up the condition. At this point, it's just like, just little touch ups. After I wash the car, maybe I'll just clean up the rims a little bit, make sure I get the windows and wipe down the interior. That's kind of just peak week and making sure I keep the stress down, keep my body relaxed, and hopefully get underweight so I can carb up early. That's the plan for me?
I got you, man. So are you strictly doing your like is someone coaching you or are you doing
Yeah.
this all
So
yourself?
I coach with Reggie Brent, the Team Machine. He's been coaching me for about 3 years now. Great guy. And it's more so I like him because he's not only just coaching me, but he's like educating me. And so every time he's telling me to do something, whether it be with my diet or workout, he explains to me exactly why and he shows me why I'm doing it. So I have an understanding. So as far as my eating, he gives me the freedom to kind of plan out my own meals and my nutrition because that's never been a problem for me. But sometimes when we dial in, like the last 2 weeks, he'll kind of step in and kind of see what I'm eating and maybe take some things out for me that I don't technically take out. Like I'm a huge peanut butter fan, so sometimes he doesn't care because it's peanut butter, but sometimes he'll kind of pop in and like, hey, bro, all right, chill out on the peanut butter for a couple of days. So it's nothing to that. But my diet wise, I pretty much he kind of gives me the freedom to do it myself.
I got you, man. Yeah, I have not, dude. I fucking have been off the wagon for like a year. So I
It's
was
hard, dude. It's hard, dude.
well. I mean, I never had any aspirations to be a pro. Like I mean, I did the bodybuilding thing, like where you're following your macros, whatever. Worked out, and the gym I was going to back in Tennessee was shout out to the Grid House, Nate and Donnell, good group of
Yeah.
people right there running that place, and they helped me out to get on track with what I was doing, and um yeah, I just never got back into the groove of things. I've been lazy as a motherfucker, man. So
Sometimes you listen, man. I'll tell you, as doing what I do, sometimes you need to do. Sometimes I'm just like, man, fuck it. Like I'm taking them. I don't care. I don't care what it is. So sometimes I think you need it. I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy personally.
yeah, yeah,
So
but yeah, man. So I don't think I've ever asked you this before, but like because we met at LA Fitness in Culver City, California, and I remember you were one of the I don't remember.
sales, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so how did you were you kind of pursuing bodybuilding at that point, or was this?
No, so ironically, so I actually did. I had just did my first bodybuilding show that October before I got to the LA Fitness. And I honestly got into the sport because this kid, shout out to Clint Appleton over in Florida. He was a competitor at the time. I think he had been competing for maybe 2 years at that point and was like, hey, man, you should do this bodybuilding thing. Didn't know the sport existed, never knew anything about it. And I'm like, this is the dumbest thing ever. These guys are in fucking baby oil and on stage. Like, no, I'm not going to do it. So I ended up doing the show. Got top five, and then I moved to California, and I was kind of like, well, I got top five. Maybe that was beginner's luck. Let me try to do it again, and then that's when it kind of happened out here. And I was okay, second place. One more time. The third time I did the show, and I was like, okay, I might be onto something here. And so that's when you guys saw me at LA Fitness. I had done my second show, and it was in Vegas, but I still knew nothing about the sport. I didn't really, honestly, I didn't really get into this, like, educate myself on the sport until I turned pro. I was just like, oh, you're a pro. Like, you should probably educate yourself and understand, the opportunities you have in front of you. And so that's pretty much what I did. You know.
Okay, so how long have you been a IFBB pro?
So I turned pro in 2017. So it's like 4 or 5 years now. 4 or 5 years. So 2017, I turned pro. 2018 blew my knee out. And then 2019 had my first three shows as a pro, got whooped. And then COVID happened, and I got my top five in the Olympia qualifier. And so this weekend we're trying to repeat the same. Obviously, try to get that first place, but nothing short of top five. Don't want to go backwards. So that's the plan.
Yeah, I feel that, man. So, damn, I didn't realize you've been pro for so long.
Me neither, man, because it flew by. So I turned pro in 2017, like towards the end of 2017, and then like the end of 2017, I think maybe like 2 weeks after I turned pro, I literally blew my knee out, and I had to take a year and a half off. And so that's when I really wasn't doing anything competition wise. And then I had my first year as a pro, which kind of flew by, and then COVID happened. And so technically, I only competed one time, 1 year as a pro. Blew my knee out. Then I had 1 year, then COVID, and then now we're here. So that's kind of why I'm like, damn, I didn't really. Some of my peers have competed, been competing for years, and I'm like, I've only got 1 year as a pro. This will be my second year, technically my second year as a pro.
I got you, man. So,
Yeah.
um, so you have your own business. It's your own personal training business, correct? So,
Right.
talk about that.
So my that's my thing. That's my why. That's why I keep doing. That's actually why I do bodybuilding, and I say it's they're kind of one and the same. But um, I kind of started doing it back in Florida as this young lady asked to work out with me. Didn't know anything about her. Didn't know too much about her, and without getting into too much detail, I helped her through a tough time in her life. And for some reason, I've always had this thing about me that's wanted to help people. I just want to help people, whether it's financially, if I could, I just want to help people. And so I think personal training like is perfect for me in a sense of it's not really that I'm training you. A lot of times I'm just hanging out with my friends and we're shooting shit and I'm helping them out. But I do online, in person. I am a physical therapist part time, so a lot of my work sometimes is rehab work or physical therapy work. So the elderly. Tend to train a lot of elderly. I do have a lot of mom clients. That's one of my big clientele bases is moms. I have a couple guys here and there, but sometimes it's tough to train men. But I train a lot of women online in person, and it's just something that I love doing. And honestly, it's why I do bodybuilding to allow me to do this. Bodybuilding kind of helps me, kind of walk what I talk in the sense of what I tell my clients. Like, I don't have them do anything that I wouldn't do. And I know a lot of times when they see me go through this process, they're just like, holy shit, like I can still eat this and he can't. And I'm over here complaining, let me just shut up and go ahead and go eat this. So a lot of times that's what really what helps me do it. I'm like, all right, so I did it, so you can do it too. But yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. So, because I noticed all says that you focus on women's hormonal health, and
Yeah.
so what exactly is that, and how are you incorporating that in your your coaching?
What the hormonal health, what essentially what it is, it's a course that I took, and it just explains how like exercising affects women's hormones, and the hormones can affect the way you exercise, and how like one can affect the other. And on top of the eating can affect all of those three, and then kind of you can have situations where it's the hormones and the eating that's affecting the way she's getting her results of workouts. So it's kind of, and it's very complicated. I will say women, I will have a I've had a new profound respect for women and how they like when I see a woman with an abs or just in someone in shape, I'm like, holy shit, because knowing what I know as far as educational purposes and knowledge wise, like it's a lot. And then, not even being a woman to have to deal with the other stuff. So, but it focuses on that and tells you, well, if, sometimes something is bloating, well, example, like broccoli, sometimes the way broccoli breaks down in the woman's body, it makes them bloat a lot. So something as simple as that. Or if you have, not to get to TMI, if they have heavy cycles, it kind of breaks it down to what to do and how to train on that. Or, maybe take this out of your diet. That's why it's triggering your thyroids and little ways like that it's like just a class on how to like adapt your workouts to go around your hormones instead of just like trying to beat yourself into the ground doing it, one way, and it's not going to work for you that way.
Okay.
It's very interesting though. Well, women's bodies are very interesting. They're all different. Men are typically, ours are pretty much typically one size fits all, or three size fits all, but women, it's pretty interesting as far as like the things that they have to do or go overcome as far as like training.
Yeah. So that you reminded me of well, not reminded me, it made me think of it whenever you said one size fits all. So, a lot of online coaches are like at least from what I've seen, because you do see a lot of the bad side of the fitness industry because it's very saturated with stuff like that. And my experience from that comes stems back from like the shreds era. Like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that
yeah,
yeah with
yeah,
like with yeah so that whole like Devin
yeah.
Physique, all those
Devin
guys, you know.
Physique, all those guys. Yeah.
So it like
Oh, that was
how
bad. Oh,
how how are you differentiating, I can't even talk. How are you separating yourself from all of these other trainers?
so a lot of things. My first and foremost thing is I don't train competitors. I do, but that's not even if they come and I'm like I'll kind of like interview them so to speak, and I'm like yes or no. I'll refer them to my coach. So that's one thing. But also like I'm educating. I'm not a one size fits all, and so like I'm having these conversations with these men or women of what are you doing on a day to day basis? Do you have one kid or two kids? And we kind of get in depth in the sense of I'm not just saying well here's a workout program and go what you go. Like how does this work? What do you like and what do you and it's just more so research and feedback, and it differentiates me with a lot of other trainers because not too many from my experience of what I'm hearing is not too many trainers know too much about women's hormones. Like it's more than just going in there and getting on the stairmaster and eating broccoli and eating this. Maybe you actually need to eat more food. Maybe you don't need to cut out this. Maybe like you're eating too less of this, and so I try to educate them on how they can, because my goal is not to keep you as a client for years. I want to keep you for 3 to 6 months, and then you can go on your own. And then at that point, if you want to hang out, you want to train that way, that's cool with me. So again, it's just the education behind what I'm doing, and I try to give that knowledge to my clients instead of you see some trainers, they train them but they don't educate them. Does that make sense? It's just like, hey, go do squats. Well, why am I doing squats? Oh, because I'm your trainer and I say we're gonna do squats. Well, versus like, well, because you have an imbalance here and you want to fix that imbalance, you have to do it this way. You want to strengthen up your stuff of that nature. So I try to teach my clients stuff like that.
Yeah, have you so I use these things called toe spacers. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about? So, it's
No,
like a, oh god, it's like it reminds me of, like, something that you would see a female wearing after they got their toes painted or some shit. You know what I'm talking about?
not you're not talking about like the toe shoes, right? The shoes that like
No, it's not shoes, it's like literal shit, I wish I had them on me so I can show you, but it's like these things that you put in between your toes to stretch your toes out. Um,
that's actually a great idea. That's actually
and
a whatever. That's great. I don't need to send me that. That's great. Yeah.
yeah, they're like 10, 15 bucks on Amazon, or if you go to the toespacer.com, I'm like fucking promoting their shit. I've never even,
Well, it's funny you say that. I'm really not to cut you off. I've been really into like these. I've been reading these articles, these ads about like how shoes like fuck our feet up, and so how our feet are supposed to be. And so I'm like really. So it's ironic that you just said that. I'm like I'm actually kind of interested in that. So I'll look into that. But
well,
go
it,
ahead.
well, it made me think of it because whenever you were talking about squatting, I was like, you know what? I really wish whenever I was still, 100% with working out that I incorporated those because my ankles are so trash.
Yeah.
And I don't know much about the body, but um, I feel like if I would have worked out my feet or like stretching out my toes more so, I feel like that definitely would have helped with like my squat and whatever else it
Right.
could have helped with. But like I use them for the sole purpose of like making sure my feet don't fucking kill me at work because like I'm a I work at UPS and
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
either
yeah.
yeah, so I'm either I'm not a driver. I have to manage, X amount of employees depending on the day. And, I got to
Right.
walk around a factory floor and, I got pretty good shoes, but like, my feet still fucking hurt some days. So
Right. Right.
I started using those and like,
Does it help?
oh, hell yeah.
I might have to look into that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a good investment. They're only like, yeah, like I said, 10,
Yeah.
15 bucks or
You
something.
just put them on.
So
You just put them on at night, or you put them on throughout the day.
it's just whenever you want to really, but like, you just got to wear them for like 10 to 20 minutes, maybe, I guess, depending
Right. At
on
time.
what,
Right.
yeah. I usually wear them like whenever I'm getting ready for bed. I'm
Gotcha. Okay.
just kind of laying in bed, pop those bitches on, and then I'm like, okay, I feel good
All
now.
right. Then we're good to go.
Yeah.
I have to look
So
into that. I have to look into that. I'll have to look into those. Yeah.
so I know that you've competed against this was I think it was like maybe like one of your first few shows. You competed against Callum von Mager.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
Yeah. That
pronounce
was
his.
my I think it's Von Moger or I think it's Von Moger. I don't want to butcher it. Sorry if I butchered it, brother. But yeah, my first show was classic physique. Actually, my first classic physique show. I did two physiques, and they told me to switch over, and I was like, all right, I'll do it after giving some pushback. And then my first classic show, the overall battle was against him and this other guy. Yeah, so that was very, very interesting. Like, welcome. But I was a
Yeah,
cool guy. He was a cool guy. People like my friends were like pissed that he won, but I'm like, nah, bro. Like, he's a nice guy. Like, he was the nicest guy ever in the back. Like, oh, you look great, guy. You look good. That guy, man. You deserved it over me. Like, you look nice. Like, and I'm like, this guy's fucking nice. Like I'm out like, oh, fuck him. I'm like, no, but he's really nice, guys. Like, he's a really nice guy. Like, but yeah, that was my first show. Classic Physique. Classic Physique was my first show. It was against him. So it was a great experience, none the least.
yeah, because I like the reason I bring that up is because I think oh shoot, I don't remember what Netflix documentary it was, but like I saw you on the documentary because
Yeah,
I was like, no shit. I was like, what is Eric doing up there?
I was Generation Iron.
Mm,
I forget which one. It was Generation Iron, but I forget which one. It's on Netflix though. Yeah. I actually didn't even know until like my friend started like tagging me and I'm like, holy shit, I need to go watch this. I actually didn't watch it for like 2 years. I was like, I don't want to see it. I was like, I didn't get the overall. I don't want to see that. So I didn't watch it for like 2 years.
yeah.
Then I watched it. I was like, oh, that's actually not bad.
Yeah, fuck. I used to be those documentaries are so good. Like the oh shit, what's the one with Ronnie? It's called The King or something.
The King, yeah, that one's good. That one's good. That's insane. The amount of weight he lifts, that's insane. That is
Dude,
insane.
have
That
you
is
ever
insane.
been? Have you ever been to Metroflex in Arlington, Texas?
No, I've never been to that one. No, no, no.
Dude, so I've been. I think there's. I want to say there's two. So there's the one that he used. I think. I guess like his home base, wherever he worked out at, and then they got like the
Right,
castle. But I think they're both
right,
called Metroflex.
right.
So I was before I actually lived in Texas because I'm in Dallas
Yeah,
right now. I was traveling for work and I just happened to be in Arlington. I was like, oh shit, you know what? I think Metroflex is here. I popped in there, dude. That gym is so hardcore. It with the energy in
yeah.
there was it was so fun going in there, man.
Damn,
Everybody was
there's a couple of gyms I need to go. I've been to I went to the Dragon Slayer in Vegas, and it was. I mean, no one was there, so I really didn't feel it. But I heard there's like two in Texas that I need to go to. Um, I haven't even been to the Metroflex out here. I haven't been to that one yet. Yeah, I've been here 5 years, and I still haven't been to that one yet. So shame on me.
yeah. What the hell you doing, man?
Yeah, I don't know. Every time I'm gonna go there, and I just never go. I think it's because I don't live in the area. That's probably what it is.
So there's two of them. I want to say they're both in Arlington. I'm not really too sure. I'm not. I'm pretty sure they're both in Arlington, but I'm not really sure specifically where they're at, but dude, they're fucking bomb, man. Like
Yeah.
I walked in and the guy at the front desk was super nice and I was like, "Holy shit. I think I know who you are." And it was the owner that was like, I guess Ronnie's um training partner whenever he was in his
Oh, okay.
doing his thing and dude, that guy is so fucking nice. Brian something. I can't remember exactly his last name, but super nice dude and dude, the energy in there was awesome. Everybody was super fucking cool and it's a cool spot, man. But
Yeah.
there's another place that I think you may be thinking of. It's called Destination Dallas. It
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that spot's cool, man. I had so one of the trainers that works out there. I actually had him on the show a couple of weeks back. Shout out to Nick Bagley. Super
Mhm.
cool dude, and everybody in there's dope. And you got a lot of people coming through there, like Branch Warren, Keon. I don't know if you know who I'm
Oh,
talking
sure.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah,
don't
Keon.
know. Yep.
Yeah, Keon hops in there, and you got your everyday people just going in there trying to do their thing, and it's a super cool spot, man. So if you ever come to Texas, you need to check those spots out, man. It's
I
dope.
was actually going to, and I missed that show in Texas 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks ago. I got sick the weekend, peak week. I got sick, and my coach, we pulled it. We pulled the plug on it. We're like, nah, that's not risking it. It was Houston Tournament of Champions. It was in like Lakewood or Lakeview, Texas, or something like that, like right outside of Dallas. So yeah, I was like, damn.
Yeah, I
But
remember you telling me about that because I was like, I want to go to that show, and then that's when like gas prices were getting to like fucking $15 a gallon, and I'm like, I don't. I'm like, sorry, bud, I don't think I can make it.
yeah, I don't think I can make that one. Like, I like you, I don't like you that much. These gas prices are nuts out here. These gas prices. We just saw one that was like 620 or something like that. It's like nuts out here. Yeah, it's nuts out here.
620,
It's nuts out here. Yeah, it's nuts out here. Yeah.
dude. Hell
I'm
no,
like, I'm like thinking twice before I go anywhere. Like we got to go one direction there and one direction back. Like none of this. Nah.
no, fuck
It's
that.
yeah, it's nuts out here. But it's California. What are you gonna do?
Fucking move.
True. This is true. This is true. You got out when it was good to get out. Now it's just man.
Well, I mean, I just truly, whenever I was there, which was a short time, I was there for like maybe 6 months, not even.
Really? I
And
thought it was longer than that.
oh, it like I wasn't there. I wasn't there long. I mean, it may have been less than that, but like, dude,
Damn.
I was going fucking broke living there. I was living in a shitty ass apartment, paying like $2,500 a month, and I was
Yeah,
like, dude,
bro.
I'm gonna be fucking homeless. Like, this is not worth
Yeah.
it. So I was like, I
This
gotta
is
go
yeah.
back.
Yeah. Dude, it's just it's nuts out here. Like I'm still staying in the same spot. I was the area I was living in. And that's just because like if I want the same space, it's like twice as much now. I mean, it's like, oh, do you want like what you're paying now to get that? You're not gonna find that. It's gonna be what I have now is probably like I pay 15 now. And I think my landlord's gonna raise it to I think like 22, 23 when I move out. Because that's like the standard now. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. It's like a 700 square foot one bedroom apartment. Yeah.
Dude,
Right.
hell no. Like, dude, the
Yeah.
the housing market is insane. Like right now, so I'm in like kind of close to like uptown in Dallas,
Okay.
and
Okay.
dude, like the prices of houses in this general area, and just I guess the DFW area, just going up like 30-40% of like what people have bought them for, and I'm just like, I mean, it's a
I think this
good
but I
thing,
think
but
because everyone from California is like moving there. I hear a lot of people from here moving there.
oh
Like
yeah,
a
man,
lot
like
of people.
my commute for work is it's trash. It's so trash. I got to
Yeah.
drive an hour to get to work, and,
No.
and so like every other exit that I'm driving by, or any certain area that I'm going out in my like where I'm working, like they're building new industrial areas, new apartment complexes, and it's like you just got to see it to believe it. It's like, dude, this place is fucking growing so fast, and
Right.
it's fucking crazy, man.
Damn. Yeah, everyone like I know at least 5 or 6 people that I know personally that moved from out here out there. Then there's a couple that I don't know personally that I know out there based on what they're showing on like Instagram and stuff like that. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
So you
it's
guys getting
crazy, man.
getting those Californians.
Yeah, I need to fucking. I don't know, it took me a minute to get used to like where I live, because whenever I lived in Tennessee, I was it was a little bit more rural, and here like all the houses are super tight and stuff like that. If you got your windows open, people can be like, "I see you." So,
Oh yeah.
um,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I don't like that. Yeah.
because I'm the kind of guy, and this is probably TMI, but I'm the fucking walk around in my boxers, butt ass naked, whatever, in my house because, like, I mean, I want to chill. I'm just chilling.
Right.
So,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
I get you.
but
I'm sometimes I'll come home and like, man, fuck this. I'm stripping naked and I'm just gonna walk around. I'm not by myself. No one's here. Good shit. It's like, yeah, whatever. So I get it. But like when your neighbors are like right on top of you, it's just like, ah, this is awkward. So all right, well, cool. Like the side window, the bedroom windows are like next to each other and shit.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
weird.
those are weird. Those are always weird setups. When I see townhouse like that, I'm like, who designed? Like, why would you design it that way? I don't want to look at my neighbors like side of the house. Like, nah.
But so did you? Whenever you started your coaching business, was it before or after COVID?
So it was actually during COVID. So it was, something that I always thought about doing and something that like honestly a lot of my peers had been telling me to do for years before I was at Gold Gym and like during Gold Gym. I just never did it because, we don't ever do shit like that because we don't know, we get lazy and complacent. But I didn't do it and then COVID happened and I was like, well shit, like I gotta figure something out to like keep income. And I did like and it was more for me, it was more of like I didn't want to leave my clients hanging. So I was like, hey guys, like I'll do some online Zoom training just to keep you guys busy. Cause I'm like, well, fuck, like I know some of my clients, I'm like, they're not going to work out if I'm not there. Like I don't want them to lose all their progress and then they get upset, then they fall off and they stop training. That's where my head's going. I'm like, I don't want them to fall off. Like I want you guys to keep going. Like you just lost 10 pounds. I don't want you to, so I started texting a bunch of my clients, and we kind of just started. I think for maybe like it was probably like the first 3 or 4 weeks of COVID. Like 3 days a week, I would just get on Zoom on my rooftop on my laptop and just make up workouts for 45 minutes. And then it kind of morphed into like, hey, can you train in person? And I was like, fine. So I cleared out my driveway that I share with this commercial. So I cleared out this little driveway that I share with this karate studio. And I had like maybe like 2 sets of dumbbells and 2 medicine balls for like 6 months. And clients would randomly come over just to train for free. And then it kind of just morphed into like them paying, and it kind of just morphed into this whole business. And I got my business. One day I had a client actually. She came over for a session, and she's like, "Get in the car." And I'm like, "Where are we going?" She like took me to go get my business license. She was going to take you to go get your business license, and drove me to fill out the paperwork and paid for it, helped me get my business license, and then the rest is history. And then I just started. And even when I started telling my clients and asking my payments, like they didn't even hesitate. They were just, "Oh yeah, sure, here. Oh yeah, here. Well, how about to send the payment?" And so it kind of just started as like I wanted to help my clients out to, keep them active. I didn't want them to get sedentary. And I'm like, well, shit. And then also it's like, well, when things go back to normal, is what we thought. I was like, when things go back to normal, I want to make sure my clients are still my clients. I don't want them to go to another trainer. I want them to just get unmotivated and not be there. So that's how it started. And then it morphed into like, all right, I can pay my bills with this. Well, this is cool. Like, let me just do this business. And then I truthfully thought it was gonna, I guess decline or decline when everything started opening back up, but it actually increased, and the rest is history. So, but I owe a lot of it to my clients. My clients literally like they believed in me in the business before I even believed in myself. If I'm being honest with you, so
I got you, man. That's fucking dope, man. I like that. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, like no, and that may be a coincidence that it's it's a lot of the women, but even the men that I train too, same thing. They're just like, all right, we need to get this done, we need to get that done, you need to get this done, and every time I'm with them, like the older clients always ask me questions. Well, did you get this done? Did you get that done? And I'm like, oh, and then like I look up and I'm like, holy shit, you have a full functioning business right now, like and so like that's cool, for me. But yeah, it started as more of like, I don't want you guys to get out of shape. Like, let's just get active. And it was honestly keeping me sane too, because I was just like, oh, I need something to do too. And it's like, how much I worked, or you work even at LA Fitness. When I was at Gold's Gym, sometimes I was there from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. So it's like now I have this window of time that I'm not even doing anything, because for the last 2 years I've been doing workouts. And so like it was kind of keeping me from going crazy as well. So it kind of, I think it helped everyone, you know.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I like that. Yeah, because like you've definitely come a long way. Because I can remember being at LA Fitness. And God, I fucking hated that job so much. I just remember being
Hey,
there, and
I'll tell you, I've had some of the best sales training from LA Fitness though. I hate it, but I've probably the best sales training I've ever had.
I think the reason I hated it is because I'm terrible at sales, so that's probably why. But it was like I feel like the worst people would come in there and just would not re-rack their shit. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
like,
Put your weights up.
like you just took it down. You can put it back. Like that's all I would say. Like you can't put it back, bro. Just don't even take it off. Don't take it off if you can't put it back. There's no point. If you can't put it back, don't take it off.
Hey,
Like
oh, do you remember? You remember Nick?
yeah, yeah.
Have
He's
you?
still out here somewhere. He's still out here.
He texted me the other day randomly. He was like, "Hey man, it's been forever," and I'm like, "Holy shit, it has." And he's very touch and go whenever he's like communicating with you. He'll text you and you won't hear back from him for like forever. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"What's going on? What you up to?" Still haven't heard from him.
And nothing, nothing.
So
Yeah, nothing. Yeah. He's like, hey man, I
fuck.
haven't seen you in a while. I hope it's all well. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm doing well. How are you? And then like nothing. And I'm like, and then randomly like 2 years later or a year later, he'll miss me again, or he'll like some photos. And I'm like, all right, I guess cool. You're still alive. You're still good.
So your show is in Pittsburgh. So a week from
Yep.
today, is that correct?
Yeah.
Or no?
May 7th, May 6th, actually. It's a big show. So it's a 3 day show. I go on the 6th, and then a couple other pros go on the 7th. So it's a pretty big show. I didn't know it was that big, but whatever. In a
Okay,
sense of
so
there's a lot of like different categories. There's bodybuilding, there's classic, there's wellness, there's bikini, and there's men's physique. And I think there's another one. I think there's wellness too.
okay, I got you. So okay, you get there. Obviously, the goal, first place. I'm the man. I want to get first place. So what? I
Right.
mean, what's next after that?
Um. Well, ideally, this would have been my third show, and I was going to take the summer off and relax. But we'll see how we go here, and it's probably going to be right now. We're looking at October, Legion in Vegas, and that's the closest. I mean, there's some in July, August, but these preps can take a toll on you, and obviously your relationship. So definitely some much needed time with the lady after this. So I told her anything after July, so it's probably looking like October. So enjoy my summer, enjoy some family and boyfriend time or girlfriend time, so to speak.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay. I got you, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you hopping on with me, man. It's been
Oh,
it's
for
been
sure.
it's been good talking to you. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up right here, and I'm really looking forward to see what happens with the Pittsburgh Pro.
Yes, sir. Jim
Okay,
Mannion,
just making
Pittsburgh Pro.
okay, just making sure I wasn't fucking that up. So, to everyone listening, appreciate y'all hopping on. All right, until next time, peace.
All right, brother.